Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors and sponsored by Paychex, and also sponsored by WorkHuman. My name is Steve Boese. Ageism represents a barrier to success with artificial intelligence. A new survey recently published and covered in the Harvard Business Review sheds new light on one current and important challenge for organizations seeking to improve business outcomes through new AI technology. That challenge is the widely held belief that older workers are less likely to become productive and proficient using AI tools, and the implicit bias held by many hiring managers that younger workers are preferred to older, sometimes more experienced workers for these kinds of jobs. Generation, a global nonprofit that trains and places adults of all ages into new careers, recently conducted a survey to explore the experience of mid-career and older workers considering the growing use of generative AI tools in the US and in 4 European countries. The sample included 2,610 employees aged 45 plus who work in entry and mid-level roles and 1,488 hiring managers across a range of industries and company sizes who evaluate candidates for these AI-reliant roles. Across the board, employers prefer younger candidates. Just 32% of employers in the U.S., the survey found, would likely consider candidates over the age of 60 for roles that regularly use AI tools, versus 90% who would likely consider candidates under the age of 35. And in Europe, 33% of companies said they were likely to consider hiring candidates over age 55 for such roles, while 86% were likely to consider the younger under age 35 group. And the middle age range fell somewhere in between, but with declining interest as potential candidates get older. In the U.S., 79% of employers were likely to consider candidates aged 35 to 44, but only 53% would consider those aged 45 to 59. The researchers note that given the enthusiasm for adopting the latest generation of generative AI tools, this persistent bias suggests ongoing poor outcomes for older workers. Nearly half of U.S. hiring managers in the survey reported that their companies have started providing AI tools to employees, and an additional 24% plan to do so in the next 12 months. But workers are also still struggling to adapt to and successfully adopt the new AI technology in the workplace. A survey from Upwork found that 47% of employees reported that they have no idea how to use the AI to achieve the productivity gains their employers expect, and 77% said the AI tools have actually decreased their productivity and added to their workload. However, one key group of older employees are having a very different experience with AI. Among the 15% of mid-career and older workers in the survey who say they have already adopted AI tools in the workplace, most of them are self-taught power users, and this group turns to AI tools multiple times per week, if not daily. And more than half of these older power users in the US have reported that AI is improving their work quality and pace. The researchers conclude with two recommendations for organizations struggling with the challenges of successful adoption of AI technologies. First, identify and embrace the self-taught power users already leveraging AI tools in their work. Highlighting these employees and incentivizing them to share and mentor their colleagues on how to work with these AI tools can help employees of all ages. And moving a few of these experienced power users into critical new roles where AI adoption is front and center can also benefit the organization. And second, organizations need to intentionally increase their efforts to educate and equip the broader workforce with AI skills and readiness. To bring this larger group of experienced workers up to speed and tap into their institutional knowledge, organizations need to integrate AI skills into their formal training programs, while keeping the rapidly changing content relevant and continuously identifying relevant use cases. These training programs will need to target the many mid-career and older workers who will be required to reskill to move to a new job or upskill to remain proficient with the changing needs of their current role. And for their part, these workers will need to guard against falling back on their prior experience alone as the best way to stay employable and valuable. And finally, the research predicts that the progressive adopters of AI technology will recognize the need for experienced managers to act as managers of AI agents going forward, leveraging their institutional knowledge and critical thinking skills to oversee AI deployment, interpret outputs, and ensure alignment with business goals. Organizations must match AI capabilities with the valuable experience of mid-career and older workers, creating a partnership that maximizes the potential of both human and AI across generations for years to come. and fight against the sometimes ageism that gets associated with the adoption of new technologies in the workplace. That's it for the show today. We will continue to follow this and all the important topics and trends in the world of work here on the HR Happy Hour Media Network. This has been Steve Boese for the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors.